We are close. I can feel it. It's almost Christmas. This live stream is almost Christmas. All I need to do is open up my chat. Yeah, okay, there we go. Open up the page. Pop up the chat. Yeah, okay, there we go. Come on, pop up the chat. Go a little bit faster. Page. Pop a little bit more faster. Chat. Yeah, okay, there we go. Any more faster? Oh, maybe I had to close that. Okay. Chat. Go a little bit faster. Page. Alright. Greetings, everyone. It is me, once again. And we are back for more Ocarina of Time live stream. When we last left off, we did the Forest Temple. And now today, we're going to head to the next temple. But first, once you have completed the Forest Temple, and I believe only the Forest Temple, you have to move back a bit to the Temple of Time. And luckily you can always save outside of the dungeon. It'll always take you to the Temple of Time. But Sheik will teach you a song to warp to the Temple of Time. Alright. If you want to return to your original time, return the Master Sword back to the Pestle of Time. By doing this, you'll travel back. So Christmas is in 2 more days. Let's ignore the fact that Sheik is talking. So of course, videos are going to be on a little more of a hiatus once again. Hopefully not for too long. I don't think it should be. I'm already working on my next video, actually. I really wish I was playing out of the 3DS version or using an N64 controller, because controlling the Ocarina of Time gets really irritating very easily. My throat is a little bit itchy though. Hopefully I won't get sick, because tomorrow it's gonna be busy. Oh boy, it's gonna be busy at the work at Domino's, because Christmas Eve and people don't want to cook or anything. They're going to do last minute shopping, even though last minute shopping is stupid. It's never a good idea. Well, now that we have the hook shot and the bow, our next destination is up there, where the spiral smoke of fire, of darkness, appears above Death Mountain. So let us head there. I don't believe there's anything for us to do. Well, we already did the stuff in the graveyard last time. Oh yes, Cloud came out for Smash Brothers, and he is fantastic. And then we had 2 more characters. We had Goron from Fire Emblem Fates, and Bayonetta from Bayonetta. I will say that I think Bayonetta is one that some people should have seen coming, because As soon as I remember when the Smash Battle was first announced back in April, people were saying Bayonetta is one of those characters that could be in Smash Brothers, but over time, people kind of forgot about that. I'm not sure why, but now she seems plausible. An M-rated character going to be in Smash Brothers. Anything is possible. I'm pretty sure Snake was part of an M-rated game first, though, in Metal Gear Solid 1 at least. Not super sure though. Goron, on the other hand, is one I like and kind of got annoyed of very easily. You know what? I don't need to get the. Yeah, I don't need the sculpture that's inside the Dango's cavern. But yeah, for Fire Emblem or for Goron, you know, it's cool that I think it's cool that Fire Emblem gets more noticed, but it really depends on the character. I also think it's cool that Goron is very different of a Fire Emblem character. He's not, you know, they're all sword wielders, but you know, it's kind of a given. Not everyone can not stick with a sword, and a sword is kind of like the most common class you would have in Fire Emblem. So yeah. Oh darn it. So I don't know. Maybe they should have saved Goron for next game. Dang it. Ugh. Gotta concentrate on this. Like, maybe Goron would have been good for, yeah, the next game, and when I look back at it, like, maybe we didn't need... Oh, darn it. Maybe we don't need 6 Fire Emblem characters in total. Maybe Lucina should have been a costume for Marth, and Roy maybe shouldn't have ever returned. Come on. Marth, it makes sense as a character. Because, hey, guess what? He's the main guy. Oh, are you kidding me? Ike, you know, Path of Radiance, very popular of a Fire Emblem game. Also very different of a character, because he's a very heavy-hitting character. Oh, come on, man. Where's my bombs? This is ridiculous. What? Oh, did I get him? What? How did I not get him? What the heck? I seriously hate doing this part. Dang it. Ugh. This is sickening. Robin, you know, another character from a very popular Fire Emblem game. Fire Emblem Awakening really took off with the series, actually. I'd say that is the one that got people more interested with the series. Oh my god, this is so stupid. Yes! How could you do this to me? You're Ganondorf's servant. Hear my name and tremble. I am Link, hero of the Gorons. That's not me talking, by the way. That's the Goron. Let's talk to him. Let's talk to him. Get up. Get up. Yeah, there you go. What? Your name is also Link? Then you must be the legendary Dodongo Buster and hero, Link. My dad is Darunia. Do you remember him? Dad named me Link after you because you're so brave. It's a cool name. I really like it. Like, I'm sorry. I don't know. The writing seems very weird. Link, you're the hero of us Gorons. I'm glad to meet you. Please give me your autograph. Sign it to my friend, Link of the Gorons. Oh, I guess it's not a good time to ask you for this. Please help everyone. My dad, Darunia, went to the fire temple. A dragon is inside. If we don't hurry up, even my dad will be eaten by the dragon. Boo boo hoo. Okay. Yeah, so Robin, he's also a character that is very different because he uses a lot of magic spells. He doesn't have, well, him and Ike don't really have the same moveset as Marth. You know, they have counters, but honestly, almost every character has a counter, so it's like whatever. And then, you know, we have Goron. I can't delve in too deep, but he has the dragon spell. Reminds me of Naui from Awakening. Now, I don't think you need to actually blow up this guy, but he gives you the red tunic for free, so it's kind of good to like get it for free instead of paying. I think it's 200 or 300 rupees. The thing about the tunics in this game is that they don't extend your health or anything. They are used for very situational things. The fire tunic is used for heat, and the blue tunic is used to go underwater. Wish it wasn't the case, considering this game is borrowing a lot of things from Link to the Past, but it's whatever. Also, the Goron statue thing is gone. Actually, this doesn't open up until you take on the until you meet up with the Goron. Yeah, 200 rupees. It's kind of absurd. I'm guessing they have it there just because you might lose it from a like or something, and you like forget to pick it up. That's all I could think of though. Anyways, so we have a secret here, as the little Goron mentioned, and we are in Death Mountain Crater. I love how this place looks, by the way. I think a crater always looks cool, or any sort of mountain that, you know, has that sort of design with it, because you look up and yeah, it's a pretty scary place that you get to see up in the sky. It's another reason why, you know, I really like Goron Mines or the Forest Temple, how it had God, what was it? How it has like an outside and inside area. Alright, and we'll go down here. And here's Sheik once again. Oh, she's pretty fine though in the heat. Unless she's just like kind of rushing in time though. Passionate friendship that soon blossom into the righteous power and through it. Luckily though, I don't need to wake up super early tomorrow for work. I'm only starting at 12 instead of 11. What's cool about the Ballura of Fire is that I use this as my Scarecrow song in Majora's Mask, and in Ocarina of Time I use the Scarecrow song based off the Goron's Lullaby. Kind of weird how both of the Goron-esque Ocarina themes are 8 notes. Probably just a coincidence though. Now, as I mentioned last session, you don't need to do the Forest Temple as your first dungeon. You could actually do the Fire Temple first, and the bow and arrow that you get from the Forest Temple, you don't need that at all in the fire temple unless if you want the map, which we'll still we might still get it anyways, but you know, it's kind of interesting. Otherwise, the bow and arrow really helps out with like mini boss fights and stuff like that. But that's about it, honestly. And you know what? I will still say that the forest temple is still a good choice to go first because, because just in general, the bow and arrow is a better item than what we get here. And just like that, we've already found Darunia. Who's there? Is that you, Link? Oh, it is really Link. You've grown so big since I last saw you. I want to have a man-to-man talk with you, but now it's not the time. Ganondorf is causing trouble on Death Mountain. Okay, maybe the Goron was just... Maybe the little Goron's writing just sounds off because it's a little Goron, because this doesn't sound that bad. On top of that, he is going to feed my people to that evil dragon as a warning to the other races. Well, okay, maybe this is just text-heavy. A bit wordy. I'm asking you to do this as my sworn brother. His friggin' Vegeta hair. Something interesting about this dungeon, the theme, is that in version 1.0 of this game, which this is not what version 1.0 is, we're playing a later version. This theme was instead like Muslim chants in that version, and it was taken down because of like very contradictory things. So they changed it to this. I'm not sure which version I like more, honestly. Like, I think people just like the chanting one because it sounds creepy. I think this theme fits better though, and it does sound nicer because of it. So yeah, I honestly don't know. Whoops. Alright, luckily this is shallow lava. Oh shoot, where am I? It's not gonna burn me right away. I think if the lava looks really red, then you're probably gonna fall and like lose a heart. Acts like a falling pit. Oh yeah, I forgot, we still have a milk bottle. Part of the gimmick for the fire temple is that you could save a bunch of these Gorons. I don't think you have to save all of these Gorons. I think you just need to get whatever is inside the cell. But what's good about saving Gorons is that, you know, they give you tips about the dungeon, tips you might not know about before. Alright, I want to see how long I could live without using my bow and arrow for this dungeon until, like, the final boss. But, yeah, because I'm pretty sure I don't need to... I'm pretty sure I don't need to worry about, like, using the bow and arrow until the final boss of... Or until the boss of this dungeon, really. Yeah, the boss does not require arrows at all. However, using arrows on Vivalia actually does extra damage to him. That's if you have it, though. Alright, so we're going to go around here. I love these textures, by the way. Arrows can be kind of unreliable, depending whether or not you're using the Z targeting and stuff. I'll probably show it off later, but that's about it. As of right now, the hook shot and stuff is kind of the best way of going through this dungeon. In fact, most of the time you won't need the Ocarina of Time, but then again, I don't think I have a really good place to... I don't really have any other kind of item that's good to take place over the C down button. But yeah, the textures of these cells are normally really cool. Like, Uh, actually, yeah, I think that's true. I don't think you could target Valvalgia while he's in the air, or while she's in the air. Oh my god. Oh my god. Right stick. Playing the ocarina with the right stick. How many times did I try to... Ugh. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Valvalgia is a she, actually. Whoops. Okay. Or I used the wrong song this whole time. Great. There's some other things about version 1 I mentioned earlier that's different from current versions. I know that the blocks that have the Gerudo symbol on there used to have like the moon and star thing. I don't know, had some sort of symbolism, similar with how the Fire Temple had different music. And so both of that and the music changed for later versions. Also, Goma's fight was very buggy apparently. I think he either froze the game or you could like sequence break it in version 1. It was one of those. Alright, so Gold Skulltulas, we are 16. Okay, we're close to getting our next upgrade from the House of Skulltulas, which is useless, by the way, if you're playing the Virtual Console version, but whatever. I think the Gold Skulltulas are pretty interesting to locate in the Fire Temple because a lot of them does make use of the Scarecrow song, which I'm not totally sure if I have it saved in, but yeah. Alright, let's hit around here. And so we have a false door. No one, from what I understand, collects all the Skulltulas. Collecting all the Skulltulas in this game is as useless as the pose from Twilight Princess. It does nothing but give you 200 rupees every time you talk to the guy who gives you the final prize. The only good thing about collecting Skulltulas are the rewards that you get over the certain amount of Skulltulas you find. So, you know, first 10 is probably best to find because you're going to get the adult wallet. Second time you find it, you get the Stone of Agony, which is useless in this game, but it turns into the Shard of Agony in the 3DS version. After that, it's just other stuff. I think there's like a heart piece, there's bomb shoes, and then I think eventually it might be 50. Oh, let me see if there's anything else around here. I'm pretty sure that's it. I believe 50 you get the Giant's wallet, so there is an incentive to find all of the, or at least most of the Skulltulas, so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure 50 is Giant's wallet. So hopefully I'll get 50 by the end. I mean, I don't think there's much things in this game that requires a large amount of rupees. But I like having a large amount of rupees, at least for whatever gets capped. 200's okay. 99 never does it for me though. That's so unfulfilling. Now, the Fire Temple in general is a very linear dungeon. It's one of the two dungeons in this game I'd say is the most linear. Maybe Spirit Temple can be seen as linear, but this and the Shadow Temple, it's usual point A to point B kind of thing. And for me, it really depends on how the dungeon is used. Over time, maybe if it reuses a lot of assets in the beginning of a dungeon and it's used later on, I'm not a fan of that dungeon. It's part of the reason why I'm not really a total fan of the Shadow Temple. The Water Temple, I personally agree, yes, I think the Water Temple is a very good dungeon. Whenever people say that the Water Temple has problems, it's usually, they say it's hard. It's not a hard dungeon. It's tedious in this game. And it's tedious because of how you handle, how the Iron Boots are handled in it. Pausing, switching into the Iron Boots, really irritating. It would have been very simple to, just make an equipable item. And I don't know, to me it feels weird how something like that was never brought up during testing. But other than that, the Water Temple itself, the structure, the puzzles, it's all fine. It's in the middle of the road for me. For Ocarina of Time at least, because I like Spirit Temple and the Forest Temple more though. Oh, this room. Okay, this one's kind of weird. It's like an overhead camera and you have to like dodge all these boulders. I believe there's like a really weird hidden sculpture around here. Ironically, yes. So what else has happened past couple weeks? Oh, that's like the contrary for me. I like the Water Temple. I don't like the Dark Link fight. Yeah, the Dark Link fight I don't think was designed well at all, honestly. Because it's just a matter of like, okay, he's going to copy every single sword attack that you do, and if you use Din's Fire, which I assume that's what the designers want us to use because there's magic in the front of the room, that's pretty weird. And also, using the hammer against Dark Link is very cheap, but it's also another way they want us to fight Dark Link. So really, I think Dark Link is only cool to people. I think people really like Dark Link in this game because it's Dark Link. It just needs to be used better, honestly. Alright, where am I going now? Like, the Fire Temple has like, okay, a linear section. Then it has like a big room where it has a bunch of areas you want to explore. Alright, well. For the longest time, I didn't know that Gorons... I always thought the Gorons in this game were always smiling. But they weren't. Their lips are just that fat. And they made them even fatter in Majora's Mask without making them look like they were smiling. It's the greatest thing. Dark Link and Pit fanfic. Oof. Ugh. Alright, where is that area with the Skulltulas? I think it's over here, actually. Yes, it is here. This is the weirdest place, one of the weirdest places to hide a Skulltula in this dungeon. There's actually a secret wall here, but nothing indicating it. So, I thought that was kind of interesting. I'm probably not going to clear all the Skulltulas in this dungeon, though. Alright, I think that's it for this room, though. I'm pretty sure. Ah, here we go. This room. This is the only room in this dungeon that requires the bow. But it's not required for the whole dungeon. You just shoot this eye, get this door open, and that leads you to the map, which is completely optional. Also, I really don't like this room. It's very short, yes. But man, these things are so narrow. Actually, yeah, that's another problem I have with this dungeon. If you fall, you gotta climb all the way back up. It's not like the obstacles changed. It's something though. Alright, once again the dungeon map print is still the Dongo's Cavern. That's a shame. I was really hoping it was different. Alright, let's switch these up. Alright. Get oof. I believe this is also not the end of it. There's actually more to this room. There's actually more like the top floor and such. Alright, let's just head over here. I believe as a kid I got stuck in this room. And it was really because of like how technical this game was for the time. That high platform over there where the locked door is, I didn't know you could jump up there. It doesn't look like it's jumpable, at least from the opposite side where I'm walking. Of course right now I can't really do anything about it. I need a key. I think the atmosphere works for this dungeon though. That's something I'll give it credit for, because not only is the music good for it, but the heat, the amount of endurance you have to put up for this dungeon works. Alright, let's put this over here. And, oops. Alright. No. There we go. Actually, this is probably the best shortcut for this dungeon, and it's probably a good idea to have it. Because once you climb up to this room, then you'll be good to go. Just climb back up to the maze, and yeah. Hey, listen. Watch out. Watch out. Alright. Personally, as a kid, I never found Navi annoying. I mean, she says the same thing over. As a character, I never found her annoying. I don't think the jingle that she does is annoying. I think as a tutorial, she works. I personally don't like Tattle as a character. I don't think she had much... I don't think she did much growing as a character compared to, like, I guess, Midna. King of Verliance worked as a tutorial, or as some sort of tutorial side character, because, well, he doesn't interrupt you most of the time, and I think that works. He doesn't interrupt you during the sailing sections. I think that was really good. Anyways, so right here, this is where you would play the Scarecrow song and head up to this elevator. Yeah, that's an elevator up to the highest floor of this dungeon, which that entire floor is completely optional as well. We're gonna skip that. We don't need to do that. It's just gonna lead to more Skulltulas and maybe rupees. No, he won't let us sail away from Dragon Roost, but to be fair, Dragon Roost Cavern, or Dragon Roost Island, is kind of that starting island that you have to go into. It's like you want to check out this island first before you really explore the overworld. Third floor has the hammer. There's a fourth floor, I believe. I'm pretty sure there's a fourth floor. There's 5 floors. Okay, the 5th floor is the optional floor. This dungeon's big. And in hindsight, it looks like we're climbing up the inside of the Death Mountain crater, which I think is really cool. It's kind of like the was it the 5th floor? Probably have to check that out. Okay, maybe the elevator is taking us to the second half of the 3rd floor or something. I don't know. Now I forgot what I was about to say. Alright, well, now that we have 2 keys, we're ready to head back. Good to go. Get out of here, bubble. Alright. Yeah, right here. I didn't know you can make it up there before. It's crazy how that happens. Okay. I also like this room, not only because of the texture that I've been just gushing over for this whole dungeon so far, but it feels like, just because of how straight this hallway is, it just feels like, okay, I'm halfway there. So I'm ready to go take on the rest of this dungeon. Oh, hey, this room. Best room in the game. No, it really isn't. Alright. It's just a bunch of fire mazes that gets in the way. Whoa, what? Okay, that was weird. That gets in the way very easily. Ugh. I actually forgot how this maze was. Okay, I'm pretty sure it's just this way. I'm also pretty sure there's no keys on this area. Okay, we're gonna save this guy for later. I think I could play the Song of Time, but I don't really need to. Alright, head around here. Dodge this very difficult totem pole that's shooting fire. That's very difficult. And then get this open. Alright, we're good to go now. And this fake door. I love it. If you try to slash it, it also tries to attack you, so beware. And now we're going to face the first mini-boss of this dungeon. This thing, whatever this thing is. Alright, hookshot it. I also don't think you need the hookshot for this dungeon. I'm pretty sure this guy can get out of the fire eventually, or at least if you use a bomb. Oh shoot. Okay. I like his laugh. That's really about it though. He's weird. He's a weird mini boss. And he explodes, so try to avoid that. Alright. Sorry about that. I had a huge cough. It's not going to be the last time we'll be seeing that guy, though. Now we're heading to this floor. Oh, right, this place. Meh. Alright, what's okay. So what else has happened lately? Oh, I watched Star Wars for the first time. Star Wars Episode 4. Yeah. I'm that slow with film culture. Welcome to floor 4. Wait, we're on floor 5. Oh, okay. No, we might have just made it to... We might have just made it to floor 5, actually. Oh, so you're right. Okay, floor 5 is the hammer. Okay, this room is a very jerkish room. You're gonna have to, like, hit the switch and travel all the way over here. Up there. I don't think the hook shot can reach that far. I think you would need a long shot. Episode 7, best episode. I heard it was good. I didn't know it would be the best one or not, so... I'm halfway through episode 5. I probably shouldn't have watched it immediately after episode 4. I think that just made me a little bit tired. Oh, son of a gun. Episode 4 is good. I'm actually really excited to watch episode 1. Just to see how bad it is. I hear it's really bad. I don't hear it's the worst one, though. I hear that episode 2 is the worst one. And if that's the case, then I'm not looking forward to watching episode 2. Because that's, like, boring bad, apparently. Alright. And here we have the Megaton Hammer. It's okay. it's a thing. Not as cool as the Skull Hammer from Wind Waker, but regardless, both items are just kind of meh. Nothing spectacular. Lets us ground pound pillars, rusty switches, these totem poles. I don't know. It's something. It's used to hit switches. And personally, I don't think an item that's used to hit switches is particularly a good made item, because it's going to be used very situationally. Alright, we can hit this thing at least. Oh, forgot a box. And now the keys is going to attack. Yes. I don't know. It's just that the hammer. I think good Zelda weapons. Okay, I'll give you that. It is pretty much your only option to take down Ganon, since you lose the sword unless you have the big Goron sword. But to me, a good item, unless if it's built for puzzles, should be used for combat as well. Bombs could work. Boomerang could kind of work. In this game particularly, it doesn't really work. I might be spoiled by saying that because my Zelda game is like, it's filled to the brim with like items that's supposed to be used for combat, and then there's that one item that is used for puzzles. I'm trying to think of a good example though of another Zelda game that does that same thing. Maybe Link to the Past. You know, Link to the Past had the Cane of Burna for combat. It had the hook shot and the bow and arrow used for combat as well. And the hammer was a lot faster. That's something else. It was used a lot faster. Maybe it would have. Maybe it would have been a little more useful, depending on the speed. You know, if they added more enemies that say take more damage from the hammer, it would be pretty neat. But as it is right now, I don't think there's any enemy that takes double damage from the hammer. Maybe there is. Whoops. What is a really bad Zelda item though? I'm trying to think of one. Now I'm just thinking this on top of my head from the Peanut Butter Gamer video. Now it's like the magic armor from Twilight Princess. How unnecessary it was to actually get the item. And how much it overused rubies and such. Like, I'm hoping they would change that for Twilight Princess HD. Make the magic armor actually have its own magic meter instead of using the rupees. Using rupees as some sort of currency or as some sort of like way of using items is so Zelda 1. It's silly. And after that ginormous fall through 5 floors, Link somehow did not take any fall damage. There's something about those poles. I don't know what they are. They might be magnetic. But Link does not take any damage from those poles when he falls really high up. So, that's interesting. Alright, take that. And now... gotta get rid of these guys. And room of enemies. Alright. Did that slug hit me? This is like the first time I've ever seen them actually do damage to me. Unless if I deliberately walked inside them myself. That's so weird. I've never seen them be so aggressive before. Alright. Actually, I like to call those enemies just fire Zols because I don't think there are Zols in this game. Alright, reusing these things once again. Alright. Sweet. More rupees, and that is the last Skulltula we'll be getting in this dungeon. Haven't made it to 20, unfortunately. Maybe I would have if I continued exploring. Oh, I completely forgot about this fight. Even though I clearly said, hey, we're gonna face this guy again. Alright. Whoops. Yeah, 3 jump strikes is usually how you want to just finish this guy a little bit faster. Oh, he actually did an attack. Oh, come on. There we go. What the hell? That was weird. Okay. I love the JPEG pictures used as item icons. It reminds me of Smash Brothers 64. How those are just pictures. Not here. There we go. And this is also the last Goron we'll be saving. Which is coincidentally where the boss key is. I could actually just grab the boss key and not talk to that guy. Oh, he actually didn't have anything to say at all. Maybe he had some sort of info. Maybe I just glanced over it. And here we have the boss key. Can't remember if Link to the Past called the boss keys big keys or what. It makes sense to call them big keys because it doesn't just open boss doors. I know Wind Waker called it big keys, but in that case it should have been called the boss key because it was only used for one thing. Alright, now we're going to face the boss of this dungeon. Let's bring up our bow and arrow just for the heck of it. And we're going to play whack-a-mole. Kind of. I remembered hearing how he was supposed to, how Vavalia was supposed to be a boss in Skyward Sword's Fire Sanctuary. It's a shame that he wasn't. But they really wanted to make a second Goron fight. They really could have just stuck with 2 and overall. Oh well. My throat really does not sound good. Alright. Looks like I could target Vavalia. Oh, there we go. I hit her. Vavalia? That's not Vavalia. I know who you're talking about. The last dungeon boss. That's Barba, who is just a dragon snake. Oh no, I didn't mean to use that attack. It's just a dragon snake thing who just pops out of nowhere. Oh shoot, I forgot about this attack. Yeah, that's right, you can't attack Volvagia while she's doing this move. There we go. Alright. Oh, there we go. I hit her again. Yeah, that's crazy. Not only does it damage her, but it also stops her from flying in that attack. That's pretty interesting. And she is done. Cool boss. The fight, though, is okay. It's okay. Personally, I've always liked Phantom Ganon as my favorite boss fight in this game. Before the final bosses, of course. Ugh. Wait until you see the most disappointing boss in the next dungeon. Oof. I also like how you can still detect Volvagia when just looking at her head. Grim Navi. How dare you look at that. Alright, let's go in here. And we've gotten 8 heart containers now? Or if it's interesting, but if you know what you're doing, you can easily trap it in the little corner and just spam it, and then you could just take it out in one go. So Death Mountain is saved, and it looks like Kakariko Village's sky is no longer dusk or whatever. Yet, as soon as that happens, the problem then occurs with the Shadow Temple incident. How Bongo Bongo gets released, and now the sky gets like all dark again. It's like, oh, that was a good 2 hours. There's only 2 males in the chamber as sages. I always found that interesting. It's just Daruni and Raru. Here we have the Fire Medallion. Tarunia awakens as a sage and adds power to yours. Don't forget, now you and I are true brothers. Brother. No one talks about Hulk Hogan anymore. Alright. I would normally end off the session right here, but I want to quickly go to that area over there. It's that big wall of chains. Let me grab the hook shot for this and keep the hammer out. That way I don't forget about this next time. I mean, I probably won't, but we're here. Unlike the other area, we have a reason to. There's actually upgrades around here. What was it? The Sacred Meadow. If you break open the boulders over here with the hammer, go to a great fairy fountain. I saw a Let's Play go through the game without this upgrade, and it always bothered me for some reason. I don't know. It's not because they want to challenge themselves. If they want to challenge themselves, that's great. But having half magic meter on the HUD always looked weird. It looked really off, considering they might also just get heart containers. Alright, so don't worry. We're almost done looking at these great fairies. Seriously, one of the worst models for the N64. Just terrifying. You know, Wind Waker, they look good. In fact, Wind Waker's probably my favorite in terms for the Great Fairy design. And then Twilight Princess was like, these Great Fairies, except polished. They actually look like nice looking, graceful fairies. Yeah, Half Elf looks good because it gets that white outline. And I don't think it gets an outline for regular health. I don't think it gets like a black one. Oh no, it does. Okay. Yeah, well the white one, the half health, it's much more of a thicker white line. Okay, break this open. I should probably, I probably won't do this just yet. I should probably plant some, oh, I can't get that heart piece yet. I should probably plant some magic beans around here, though, because it would make a certain side quest very tolerable. Anyway, go into this little alcove here. I really like how this place is located. And 2 more pieces left. Alright. Alright, well, that's going to be it for this session. Next time, we'll be going through the Ice Cavern, saving the Zoras, and the infamous Water Temple that everyone really hates. It's not that bad. I'm also probably going to do like a tiny bit of side stuff like the magic beans, but that's about it. Also, Link, stop huffing. It's not that hot in here. Alright, so thank you all for watching, and I will see you all whenever.